Hello. We are back.
What's going on, everybody?
Northside Plugged.
How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you all for tuning in. We're back. Oh, you gotta do that up there, G Money. I'll intro us in while you do that. So thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Northside Plugged. We appreciate your patience. Sorry for us being absent the past 2 weeks. There was just a couple things going on in our lives that we had to focus on and kind of regroup mentally. But we're back. It's October the 7th in 2021. It's October, which is some of the best time of year for some people, depending on who you are. One of my favorite times of the year because it's playoff baseball, which is arguably one of my favorite sports. Baseball is my favorite sport, if I haven't said this before. But playoff baseball just takes it to a whole nother level with teams competing and all that. We'll get into more of that as the show airs. But yeah, it's October baseball, and unfortunately we have no guests tonight, so that's why we were kind of iffy about the last 2 weeks and things were going on that we didn't have guests. So it was kind of all right for us to kind of step back and work on ourselves for a little bit, and we appreciate all your patience with that. And we'll be getting some guests back in the next few weeks for people to see. So thank you all for tuning in again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a great show. G-Money, how you doing?
Doing well. Like you said, good to be back here. It's a new month, new vibes, You can feel the spookiness in the air.
Very spooky.
Eerie October vibes. Some of my personal favorite. Libra.
Are you a big Halloween guy?
Yes and no. I mean, I love Halloween. As I've gotten older, I haven't been the biggest on, dressing up,
Right.
That's just been me personally, but I love Halloween, like the whole just...
Like the atmosphere and the energy behind Halloween?
Absolutely. How about you?
I don't know. I feel like when you get older, you either like as a kid, everyone loves Halloween.
Right.
Because you just walk around in a costume and do stupid things with your friends and get candy and just hang out for a night and have a great time. Where now as an adult, I feel like people go in either two directions. They go still costume heavy, big into the season, will watch every scary and Halloween movie they can. Or you'll have people like me who are it's like Halloween, and I'm honestly way more excited about playoff baseball and basketball starting up than I am about Halloween and watching those movies. But that's also just because I'm a sports freak, so that could also be why. Because when I think October, I think baseball. I don't think Halloween. Now, and I think as I've gotten older, that's only gonna continue to go in that direction because that's just who I am as a person. And I have nothing against Halloween. I think dressing up is a lot of fun. I still have fun dressing up and getting costumes together and hitting the parties, doing those things. Those are all fun. I just feel sometimes I don't have the energy to do those things anymore.
Sure.
If the people who spend hours getting their costumes prepared, props to you, because I do not have that energy to put on all this makeup or get yourself into this big get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do give special props to those people who spend the time to make the costume, put it together, and make sure it looks great. And a lot of the times it works out for those people. But just me personally, that's just not who I am, and I don't want to lie and say that's someone I'm not, because it's just I'll still wear costumes, but I'm not gonna go out and spend a lot of money on the costumes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm gonna try to make something out of my closet.
Simple and creative.
Yeah. One of my go-tos is my old McDonald's uniform. Still fits. I call that one minimum wage. That's one of my favorite costumes. What was your best costume growing up? I'm gonna try to think about this. One of my favorites. Shouts out to my mom, Peggy Westfield. Shouts out. She one year custom made me a Teletubbies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Costume.
Who are you?
I was Poe. Poe's the red one, right?
Poe's awesome.
I was red. Yeah, I was Poe. So shouts out to Mama Westside for making me that Poe outfit because I was a baller. And then the next year, I think I was Winnie the Pooh. I was just two studs back-to-back years. All the ladies were flocking to me because I was Winnie the Pooh and Poe. A killer combination.
Absolutely. Everybody growing up, being a kid, everybody loves those characters.
Do you remember what your favorite costume was?
One of them, I was Anakin
Oh,
from the pod
yes.
races, bro. I had the pod race thing on. Hell yeah.
The pod racing helmet?
I had the pod racing
Yes.
helmet. There's pictures of me somewhere
Yes.
with
All
that.
right. We will definitely find these pictures and post them on our IG because people need to see these costumes. I need to see that one. People need to see. I need to find. Oh, I gotta ask my mom if she has a picture of me in the Poe costume. I know I can find one of Winnie the Pooh.
I would love to see that.
I have the Winnie the Pooh one. I gotta ask her if she has a Poe costume picture though. There's definitely one somewhere in that house. I'll have to hit her up and see if she's got it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like doing those, like you always knew the spots to hit, like what houses had good candy
Yeah.
and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like as a kid, like there was so much excitement behind the holiday because like you were fired up and getting all that candy and trading with your friends afterwards and just having that candy for weeks.
Absolutely.
And your mom would be like, "Oh, you can have 2 pieces for lunch today," and that's it. Like bring it, put it back in your lunch.
I'm banging that candy. My mom knows.
I one time it was bad. One year I hid it in my room and just like ate it every day. Like I just like went nonstop. And my mom was like, "Where's your candy?" I was like, "I don't know. I guess I ate it all. Or I lost it." But it was literally just like in my room, and I was just like
slamming it.
Just slamming it in my bed.
That's the bad thing of Halloween, man. It's just the candy. I love I love candy. But absolutely.
Favorite candies?
I mean, I just love chocolate, man. So anything that's like chocolatey, I can pretty much go to. But I love M&Ms, peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms, good choice.
Hershey's, of course. I'm a big Crunch guy as well.
Ooh, Crunch are very underrated candy.
Yeah.
They don't get the recognition they deserve, but that's some solid candy.
Crunch is busted.
Very good, very good. Very good call.
Twix.
Never been a huge caramel guy.
Yeah.
Like I'll enjoy a Twix or a Milky Way or a Snickers.
Yeah.
But like my favorite candies don't have caramel in them.
Yeah, I feel
like I enjoy those candies. Like Twix. Twix is probably my favorite. But like I wouldn't put Twix in my top because I'm not a huge caramel guy.
For sure.
Or caramel, however you pronounce it.
I think it's one of those like, what is it, potato type of things.
Exactly. Crayon or crayon.
Crayon. Eggs or eggs.
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 Eggs like a.
Eggs.
Egg. I don't like Wisconsin.
Who says Wisconsin?
I know a good amount of people that say eggs.
Not eggs.
Eggs are like bags.
Bags.
Give me a bag.
Oh yeah, can I have that bag over there? Yeah. Okay, now I recognize it. Can you give me that bag?
Put my eggs in the bag.
Put my eggs at the top of the bag so they don't break.
But don't make it too heavy now, because it might. I can't walk with my legs. That's enough eggs for one.
Yeah, that's
day.
enough Wisconsin talk.
How about you? What's your favorite candies?
Reese's, hands down. Hands down, I've always been a Reese's. Peanut butter and chocolate, like how you can't beat that combination.
Yeah.
Also a big Skittles guy.
Skittles are
nice. Three Musketeers bars.
I was gonna say Three Musketeers.
That's my dad's favorite.
Yeah.
I grew up to love those. Those are really good as well.
Awesome.
What else did I like to keep stashed? Everyone loves Starbursts.
Yep.
Starbursts are good. Sour Patch Kids.
Yep.
Those Sour Patch Kids weren't like a Halloween candy though, because they usually didn't come in like the snack sizes.
Right.
If you got those on Halloween, that was a good find though, for sure.
They gave you the whole box or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely Reese's and any like Reese's product like Fast Break, Reese's Pieces, like the eggs or the trees that they do for holidays. Like now they do like jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Which are always hit the spot. Always do. Always hit the spot. So happy Halloween, happy spooky season to all you who appreciate the season and celebrate it heavily. Because I know there are a lot of you out there who love this time of year and take advantage of it to your spookiness levels and enjoy your pumpkin spice or whatever it is.
I got y'all. Hold up. DJ G Money G Note in the house.
Oh boy, DJ G Money G Note.
We can just have this as background music for the time being. We'll go back to the regularly scheduled lo-fi
Scheduled programming.
But we got to play the vibe. This is my personal favorite Halloween movie / Christmas movie.
Both holidays.
Both. It's a twofer.
It is a twofer, but it's your favorite Christmas and Halloween movie?
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's one of my favorite movies in general.
All right.
Runs in the family. Shout out Marcus. This is one of his favorite movies as well. An entire fight. Everybody speak in that town of Halloween.
Okay. All right, G. Go off. Go crazy.
I could sing this whole song if I really wanted to.
Bars. Jack had bars, bro.
Bars, man. I mean, this is the whole town.
True.
They all go crazy on the chorus. Anyways, a little background music.
Yes, but with October, like I said, comes playoff baseball.
Absolutely.
Which is my favorite time of the year. Because after 162 games in the regular season, you get, I guess it started with 10 teams. Now it's already down to 8 teams fighting for that piece of metal, as the commissioner, Rob Manfred, once called it. That bum. So for those of you who missed the wild card games over this week, on Tuesday, the Boston Red Sox defeated the New York Yankees in Boston 6-2. Which was a phenomenal game for me and all my fellow Red Sox fans out there. There's nothing like being the Yankees, especially in a winner-take-all game on your own home turf.
For sure.
In a game that they should have been expected to win because they're a more talented team on paper, and they had the most expensive pitcher in baseball history on the mound. Couldn't even finish 3 innings in the game, and he looked like absolute crap. So to get him out early and to continue hitting even with him out was just a great sight to see. And no one really predicted the Red Sox to do well this year. Like, there were very few people who predicted them to make the playoffs in general. A lot of people expected them to be a 500 team, and I thought that was fair. For them to make the playoffs and beat the Yankees in the wild card game, I think that's already a successful season. They're playing the Rays right now. They're down 2-0 in the bottom of the second, as you can see from our beautiful scrolling text at the top here. See, that's a 0. And here comes the bad number. They got to run on second with 1 out, though, so there could be another one here shortly.
Plenty of ball game. But
anyways, I think anything after this is just icing on the cake, so to speak. It's yes, Ped. Stanky's loose, as the greatest of all time, David Ortiz says. Stanky's loose. Because there's nothing better when the Yankees lose. Like, if the Red Sox don't make the postseason, the next thing that people root for is the Yankees to lose. So if the Red Sox advance while the Yankees get eliminated at the same time, it's just a win-win combination. You know what I mean? So with the expectations that were around 500, for them to make the playoffs, going through all these injuries and all this trouble, it's literally icing on top of the cake. And Tampa Bay set a franchise record in wins this year. They are top to bottom a deep roster in terms of fielders, and their pitching is unbelievable. Like, they can throw 20 different guys out there to give you a good inning. It's ridiculous how deep their pitching staff is. Yeah. And after losing in the World Series last year, I think they're hungry this year, and I think they're going to get back to the World Series. It's easy to pick them because they're the top seed, and but it's tough for me to see anyone else beating them. Now, that's the current series, Red Sox, Tampa Bay Rays. That's how we got there. The series that already played this afternoon, your local Chicago White Sox are playing the Houston Astros, and unfortunately, the White Sox lost 6-1. I missed the game. Sadly, I was at work, so I did not get to watch much of that game. But the Astros, man, they're just their offense is always good.
They're cheating.
See, the thing is, they're not cheating anymore, and they're still winning their division, which, was pretty good division because Seattle and Oakland played pretty well this year, and the Angels should be winning with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. It's ridiculous that they don't. But it just shows how good the Astros are even without the cheating. Like, the talent on their roster is really good, even with the rookies some of the rookies coming in and all that stuff.
They're not cheating.
They're not cheating at all. Oh, and we already have a pitching change in the. Okay, so Eduardo Rodriguez in the bottom of the second with 2 outs went through the order once and is already getting changed for Garrett Richards. Oh boy, I knew this was going to be. I figured when he started he was going to have a short leash because he hasn't been good as of late. I didn't realize it was going to be that short of a leash though. So I hope Garrett Richards can come in and get a quick out here on that effer named Randy. But in March, going back to the White Sox, back in March, the White Sox were my pick to win the AL and my pick to win the World Series because they are such a fun team to watch from top to bottom. Such a good pitching staff now they added Craig Kimbrell to match Kyle Hendricks in the bullpen, along with Tepera, Kopech, Lance Lynn, Lucas Giolito, along with their MVP, Jose Abreu, Tim Anderson, Eloy Jimenez, Yasmani Grandal, Yon Makata. They're just such a fun team to watch. And that's why I wanted to pick them to win because their talent is off the charts for that team. Bringing in an old guy named Tony, I thought it wasn't going to be the greatest of mixtures, but it actually turned out to be exactly what they needed. And I hope it takes them further on in this postseason because I really like watching them play. And I'm sad I missed today's game. Hopefully I get to watch tomorrow's game. And I hope they can bounce back with Lucas Giolito on the mound tomorrow because they're such a fun team. When they get hot and when they get going, they're such a good team and fun team to watch when they're clicking on all cylinders. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. We're hungry for some good Chicago White Sox baseball. So we're hoping that they can bounce back. And, again, it's early in the series. They're on the road. So you lose one, pick one up because it's a 5-game series, right?
Yeah, the ALDS is a 5-game series, so it's best 3 out of 5. Yeah. ALCS and World Series are best out of 7. Yeah. So for both White and Red Sox, I think the goal is to take at least one on the road before going back home, because you don't want to go back home down 2-0 because then you're literally backs against the wall. You're going all out to just get one win. All that pressure. And that's a ton of pressure in a winner take all when you're down 2, or like elimination game when you're down 2, because you're literally fighting tooth and nail every at bat of that game, and if you win you have to do the same thing the next game. So that can drain so much energy from players. That's why it's important for both pairs of Sox to get one game when they're on the road before they head back to the G-Spot, Guaranteed Rate Field, and Fenway Park. It's important that both of those teams get a win before they go. So they play today, tomorrow, and then Sunday for Game 3 back at home.
What kind of socks you got on, Dan?
I actually have black socks on.
I think I got black socks. Yep, black socks.
Black socks. Shouts out the 1919 Chicago White Sox.
Another team of cheaters.
You ever seen the movie 8 Men Out?
I have not, no.
Recommended. It's on, I think it's on HBO Max. I rewatched it a couple weeks ago. It's about the 1919 White Sox cheating scandal. And I used to watch a movie a lot as a kid, but I never really understood the whole cheating aspect of it and the magnitude of the situation and what went behind players throwing the game and things like that. I literally just watched it for the baseball. Yeah. Because I was just a little kid. I just wanted to watch the 1919 baseball that was happening on my TV. For sure. I didn't understand that ownership was behind it, what the commissioner did, what the players did, how the players got involved, what kind of people got involved with them, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So, watching that movie, it's a really cool experience. It's a really cool way to show people, what went down and how that all happened for them to lose that title. Yeah. Or they didn't lose it, but they didn't win the World Series because they blew it. They threw it on purpose. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So
over 100 years ago.
Yes, over 100 years ago at this point. Crazy how time flies. And the best part, my favorite part about that, rewatching it now, is it's 1919. So the only way people got information on the games, if you weren't in the market or not even close, these guys were literally in this ballroom where it must have been a bunch of rich people, and they had this big board on one of the walls that just had all this, didn't even have stats. It just had strikes, balls, outs, and it had a moving thing where someone had to move the runner, and some guy would be there reading the what's that? The
Morse code?
No, not Morse code. The telegraph. Telegraph.
You know
what I'm talking about? It's
I got you. Yeah. I think it's a telegraph. I think it's a telegraph, and you send a telegram. Could I be wrong?
That sounds right. Listeners, if you know what that's called, where it's the thing, it's anyways, you see the guy in the front of the room just reading this ticker, and he's like, Jackson's up, swing and a miss, strikeout, out number 2, and he's just reading this piece of paper while someone's filling it out for him on the board behind him, and it's a bunch of rich old white men just yes, because they're all worried about their bets, because that's what the whole thing is about gambling, because people gamble all the time on sports. Now that it's legal, it doesn't matter that it just became legalized. People are doing it for a century, gambling on sports. Exactly, shouts out Pete Rose. Put him in the Hall of Fame, please. Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
Put him in there.
Put him in there. But yes, 8 Men Out. Highly recommend for historical baseball and just a classic baseball movie with a decent cast. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's not the main character. Who else is in it? You'd like recognize. I can't even think of some of the names of the guys, but you'd like recognize a lot of them.
Hey,
you'd like see him and be like, "Oh, that guy."
If it's a Charlie Sheen movie, yeah, I'll be there.
See, Charlie Sheen's the one that draws you in. I'm sorry that I apologize to the whole cast. Amen out that Charlie Sheen was the first name that I could name off the top of my head. I apologize. Oh, John Cusack. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
That was what you were
Thank
supposed
you,
to say
John.
first.
I knew there was someone more important than Charlie Sheen that I needed to list. John Cusack is great in it as well.
Morse code.
No, Morse code. Isn't Morse code? No, that's Braille when you feel it on the paper. So there must be Morse code.
But you send Morse code through
a telegraph?
Telegraph, I think, yeah. I think the action is Morse code. The message is a telegram. I'm going off.
It's like no, the Morse code is like the language.
Yeah. And you're well, yeah.
Sending a telegram.
The machine is a telegraph. You're sending a telegram through the language of Morse code.
All right.
The medium is.
Let's break this down.
The medium.
Let's break this down how they spoke in the 1920s, how they communicated across the nation.
The medium is the telegraph.
Or the best was when someone picked up the phone. He's like, "Get me number 6811." 11. And he's just sitting there with the thing on his ear. Operator, get me 6811. No, 11.
You see that on Family Guy where he's like, is this 3? No, this is 7 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, no, this is 7.
When there was only like 10 phone numbers in
Yeah.
existence. Shouts out Family Guy.
Bro, they took Family Guy off of Adult Swim.
Why?
I think like contract things.
Oh, really? It's like an
Yeah.
expiring contract?
Yeah, so
Dang.
they expire and then they're going to like other networks or something like that.
Interesting.
So for
Well, they've been on TBS for a while.
yeah, I think they're on like FX or something like that.
Oh,
now
okay.
or
Ooh,
something.
they're on FX. Well, they are on Hulu, so that would make sense because like that's under the FX is under that umbrella.
Because
So-
now they're under Disney as well, I believe.
Yeah, 20th Century Fox, technically a Disney program. Just like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, technically a Disney program.
That's funny.
There was a picture of like the gang, and it was like Disney underneath it, and I was just like, "Oh wow, they are a Disney program now. That's really weird." Shouts out FX. They have great television shows. They're like Atlanta and a bunch more.
Atlanta's
like
dope.
Dave. You ever watch Dave, the
I
Little
have
Dicky
not
Show?
seen Dave. Yeah.
I watched
It
the
looks
first season.
good.
Haven't seen the second season. Or the second season was really good, so I'll have to watch that as well. On the National League side, to quickly go through some more October baseball, you had the Cardinals and the Dodgers last night go 1-1 to the 9th inning, and the Dodgers hit a walk-off bomb to go face the Giants. Both 106 and 107 win teams.
Wow.
The most wins ever to face each other off in a playoff series that wasn't the World Series. Division rivals, you got who have never faced each other in the playoffs, which for two franchises like the Giants and the Dodgers, who have been around forever, have literally changed coasts from the East to the West Coast. For them to never face off in the playoffs is astounding. And I can't believe that it took us 140 years later in baseball for us to finally get a Dodgers-Giants playoff series.
Wow.
And I think that series is going to be phenomenal to watch.
Wait, they've never played in the playoffs?
Never.
The
No.
Dodgers and the Giants?
Dodgers and the Giants have never played against each other in the playoffs. Even when they were in Brooklyn, New York, they've never played against each other in the playoffs.
And aren't they like super rivals? or
They're
something?
super rivals.
Wow.
Never placed each other in the playoffs. How crazy is
That's
that?
super
Isn't
nuts.
that
Yeah,
crazy?
Yeah.
That's what blew my mind as well yesterday, hearing that.
Wow.
So I'm very, very excited for that series because I think that's going to go 5 games. I don't know who's going to win, but that's going to go 5 games. And then on the other side, you have the Brewers and the Braves.
Boo, Brewers, boo.
So let's root for the ATL, root for the Braves.
Braves.
Brewers are going to win because they have a great pitching staff. That's how you win October baseball.
Absolutely.
Like you can this Red Sox game is a clear example of to why pitching wins you October, because you had your starter go 1 2/3 innings to bring in your relief pitcher who was a starter at the beginning of the year but got demoted to the bullpen because he wasn't very well, and you already have another starter who isn't going to be in your rotation for the playoffs warming up in the bullpen in the 3rd inning. the Red Sox pitching is not there. The offense is there. The pitching is not there for them to get far in October. And I know it hurts to say it, but that's just the reality of the situation. Is that pitching wins you games in October, and the Red Sox don't have the pitching depth to win October. As much as I love them, like I hope they prove me wrong. Like I hope they say, "Hey Dan, eat these words," and they go like lights out for 15 games or whatever, however many games it would take them to win. It would take them 11 games to win the World Series. But yeah, I just hope that if the pitching can figure it out and the bats can stay hot like they have all year, then the Red Sox have a chance. But like I said, Tampa's just a really good team, and it's going to be tough to play Tampa. But you never know what happens in October. You never know what happens in October, and that's the beauty of baseball. And we'll talk more about it as the weeks come on and more rounds are happening. Kyle Schwarber grounds to second, and that's the end of the top of the third. Red Sox are still down 2-0. I think they have one hit, maybe two. They only have like 2 base runners so far.
Who's your early postseason AL and NL champions? Who shall meet in the World Series? Are you feeling?
The easy answer is to say it's a rematch of last year, Rays Dodgers, but I'm gonna go Astros. Oh, that hurts to say. Ugh. Astros.
White Sox.
No. Fine, I'm changing it. White Sox.
No, don't let me influence me.
But I want the White Sox to go to the World Series, man. I really do, because they're so fun. My gut.
Your gut.
My gut.
We want a truthful, real.
The bottom of my gut is saying the Rays are going back to the World Series, and the bottom of my gut is also saying that the Giants are going to go to the World Series. So Rays, Giants. We'll see what happens when they gets there, but those would be my 2 picks to get there. The 2 best team records. Wow, way to go bold there, Boss Dan. Sorry, everybody. Okay, I went really bold with those predictions.
Hey,
I apologize about that.
Sometimes the best teams are the best teams, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
Yeah, but you never know. Could be the Red Sox. Could be the 106. The wild card team being the 106 win Dodgers is stupid. The team with the biggest payroll in baseball is a wild card team with 106 wins. It's just
nuts.
That's so stupid. Baseball is stupid. I love it so much. But we'll talk more as this game goes on and as the postseason goes on in the coming weeks. So make sure to tune in to those as we go along.
Absolutely. TBS. Fox, right?
TBS and Fox. Yep. And Fox and TBS. And Fox has the World Series.
World Series. We shall see. No, October baseball is always cool, man. I always enjoy it. I put in the caption just October in general with the overlapping of all the sports leagues, the 4 major American sports leagues.
October is the second best sports month behind March.
Yeah.
October is the second best because you have playoff baseball. Football is starting to heat up. Basketball and hockey are both in their preseason, and they'll both be in regular season by the time the month is over.
Yeah.
Any of you soccer fans out there, soccer's getting in a good time as well. It's starting to get the real football, not hand egg, real football.
Hand egg.
Real football is getting into the prime of their season. Currently on international break, U.S. men's national team is playing Jamaica right now. But yeah, October, besides March, is the best sports time of year. It's best sports month, I should say, because of all those sports intersecting and overlapping and all that good stuff.
That's what
sports.
Bozdam's throwing up the middle finger on Northside
Whoa. I would never do that. I don't even know what the middle finger is. Is it this one?
It's this one. Ah, gotcha.
That's the ring finger, silly. That's this one.
Oh, swear words all over here.
No swears. No cussing. No cussing, no fussing, no... I got nothing.
Well, I want to get into basketball, but before we get into basketball,
okay.
I want to get into that. We'll get into a little bit of football. Well, I'll lead you into it. We're going into, you said, week 5 of the NFL. So, like you said, things are starting to heat up, and people are starting to formulate who's some early favorites, for champions and MVPs and so forth. We just had one of the most anticipated NFL games in recent, if not all of NFL history, with Tom Brady returning to Foxborough, and playing against his former New England Patriots. And we got New England Patriots #1 fan, Tom Brady's #1 fan. Just kidding. Here to break it down. So I'm going to give the floor to the man feeling a lot after the...
I just want to remind everyone, the first episode of Northside Plugged was the Tuesday after Super Bowl 51.
Like the first...
No, Super Bowl 52. The first ever Northside Plug was the
Okay.
Tuesday after Super Bowl 52 when the Patriots lost to the Eagles.
Ouch.
So this is always talking Patriots on this show. We always have it. I always remember that because it was the first Tuesday of February after the Super Bowl. Anyway, so arguably like the most anticipated regular season game in recent memory was Tom's return to New England, where he played football for 20 years. In the house that Brady built, as many call Gillette Stadium. And honestly, it was very emotional. I think everyone, Patriots fans, non-Patriots fans, just to see him get back there in a different uniform was very strange.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous of all the friends that I had that were at the game and paid an arm and a leg to be there because that looked like a ton of fun even though it was raining. My thoughts on the game itself, I thought the Bucs were going to destroy the Pats. I thought it was going to be like 50 to 12 or 50 to 14. I thought it was going to be like a rout.
Yeah.
But the rain helped the defenses, obviously, on both sides. And I should have realized if there's anyone who knows how to game plan for a Tom Brady-led offense, it's Bill Belichick.
Sure.
I should have realized that he would have held them to under 20 points and would have been causing a ruckus for Brady in the backfield like all game. I should have realized that before I placed my bets. But Tom did what Tom did and led a game-winning drive and still got the dub in Foxborough, where he won over 120-something games in his career before that. Now he's officially beat all 32 teams in the NFL now that he's beaten his former club. And it was very sad. It hurts, It's just like it's tough to see. And I love Tom, and everyone loves Tom, and Patriots fans still love Tom, and half of them have turned into Bucs fans or pseudo Bucs fans now that Tom's gone, and I don't blame them. But man, it was tough to watch, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's happy, as you say after an ex breaks up. I'm happy that he's happy in Florida with all his new friends and all his new receivers, because he has a lot of fun with those cool guys and a fun coach and a fun state like Florida. I hope he's having fun. Always thinking of me. He thinks about us sometimes, though. But
he's like, wonder if Boss Dan's still doing Northside Plugged. I hope he is.
He definitely is. Thanks, Tommy. I know you tune in. You're one of our most loyal listeners. But yeah, it was a very emotional game, and I wanted the Pats to win, but I think everyone knew that Tom was going to go in there and win that game.
Yeah. And didn't he become like the #1 passing?
Yeah, he broke the passing yards record in the first quarter.
That's crazy. Against his old team.
In the stadium where I did the math, about 46% of his passing yards were in Gillette Stadium.
Wow.
Roughly. I did the rough math. Mm-hmm. So about 9 out of 20 of his passing yards were in Gillette Stadium.
Wow. That's crazy.
And he broke the record there, which is very poetic, and I'm glad the NFL scheduled it like that so he could do it in New England in front of all the Patriots fans that watched him succeed there for 20 years. And I want to say we'll see in February, Tom, but I don't know about I don't like our chances. I like your chances, but I don't know about our chances getting into playoff football. With the rest of the NFL, before we move on, we have to talk Chicago Bears football.
Bears.
We have to talk about Justin Fields. The man is he's finally got the job, everybody. Shouts out to Duty Hill and everyone else we talked to this about. But Justin Fields is finally the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
He the man.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Have their guy. Oh, no.
The Bears. Oh.
Stay in the ballpark.
There's a bomber.
Oh, my gosh. This stupid ballpark.
It hit the ceiling.
No, it hit the catwalk. Get him at 30. So slow. Yeah. Oh, they're calling that a home run?
We've got live action here, ladies and gentlemen. You're Full home run, Tampa Bay.
They gave that a home run?
Added to the scoreboard.
This ballpark is so stupid. Like, how is that a home run?
Says the guy who has a big old green wall.
They have... Okay, that's fair. That's fair, because Mike Stanton got robbed of 2 home runs the other night. In Yankee Stadium, those both would have been gone.
Yep.
So, but look at this. It hits the catwalk.
Bam.
And, like, okay, to be fair,
Awesome.
if there's no catwalk there, that thing's going to hit the back of the wall. Like, that's a bomb. That's, like, definitely a home run.
That's crazy.
That strikes. Batted ball that is not judged a home run remains on the catwalk, 2 bases.
It's a homer, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
strikes either C or D ring. Oh, so it hit one of the smaller. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just like trajectory.
It's just like this ballpark is so. I've heard stories about this ballpark, and I've just heard it's ugly. And I really want to see it before they tear it down, because I have a because if they ever do, we spoke about this before. But in the future, the Tampa Bay Rays are going to play some of their home games in Montreal. If they ever do move there, I would love to see this arena for myself before it either gets torn down or is never used for professional baseball again. Because I've just heard so many stories about how ugly this thing is and how it looks and what the atmosphere is like, that I really need to see it for myself. Like, having a catwalk in fair play, like, what are we doing? Like, that's just chaotic. Like, why do we have this? That's just so bad.
So the fans can walk across. And
No,
maybe
it's not
catch a
for
ball.
fans, though. It's for, like, staff and people, like, changing the lights. It's not even
So
for
the
fans.
staff can go and walk across and catch a ball.
So dumb. This ballpark's so stupid. That's all right. 3-0 Rays in the bottom of the third for all those who are still tuning in. Nelson Cruz. I like Nelson Cruz, too. Why did he have to go to the Rays?
We've got our loyal listeners tuning in right now. Shout out.
Why did he have to go to the Rays? Oh, look, and it was off Nick Pivetta, who I said was... This is the 3rd different starting pitcher that the Red Sox have used in this game. This is the 3rd different pitcher who has started numerous games for the Red Sox this year, who was in this game in the 3rd inning. 3 different pitchers.
Red Sox.
This is why we won't survive in October.
Uh-oh.
And I've said this, and I've been saying this since we were in first place back in June. We just don't have the pitching to win in October.
Not with that pitch.
Not with any of the pitches. Just like the pitching talent is not there right now. And it's like, that's why no one predicted us to make the playoffs in the first place, because the pitching wasn't there. The offense is there. You're going to have plenty of runs with Devers, JD, Renfroe having a career year, getting Kyle Schwarber. Xander, of course, was hitting 325 before he hit a cold streak at the end. But the pitching is just not there, and that's when we wins you October baseball.
He's going to homer right now, I predicted.
Who, this guy?
Ludlow or Jordan
Leplow?
Yeah, I got a feeling.
You got a feeling that Leplow, if Leplow hits a dinger, I'm gonna hit you for predicting it. Sorry, pick off move the first base.
I just had a gut feeling.
But anyways, go back to our original conversation. Nelson Cruz hitting the catwalk distracted me for a second. But props to Justin Fields for earning that starting spot. He deserves it. It might have come because Andy Dalton's battling a little bit of injury, and Justin Fields had a great first start against the Lions last week. He looked really good, really solid, looked comfortable back there. Had some beautiful throws, that veteran throws from a young guy like him, that I was like, wow, like this guy, he's special. You can see why the Bears traded up to get him at 10.
That's awesome.
And the one thing I'm concerned, and I feel like every Bears fan I talk to about this has the same concern, is the Bears' offensive line is not great. So everyone's afraid that Justin's going to get hurt in his first year with the Bears. And I totally understand that, and a lot of people feel like that's why he wasn't the original starter. I just think Matt Nagy, that's not why Matt Nagy didn't start Justin Fields, because he told Andy Dalton, he literally said, I told Andy Dalton he would be the starter, so he's the starter. Sorry, Justin.
Yeah.
Because Nagy has no control over this team. Whenever he gives up play calls and the team does better. Like, if he doesn't call offensive plays, the team does better because he doesn't know how to call offensive plays.
Was he an offensive coordinator on a different team?
Was he an offensive coordinator? He was like something offensive. He's an offensive mind, as they say. But sometimes you just don't fit the system right. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
and sometimes it just doesn't work. And the Bears should always be a run-first team, because that's who the Bears are. They've always been a run-first team. That's just the Chicago Bears football.
Walter Payton.
Run the dang ball with Walter Payton, Matt Forte, Gale Sayers. Great history of running backs from this organization, so you continue to run the ball. And then you work in the play action, and that's how you get the passing game going. And they figured that out last week against. Okay, they figured it out against the Lions. Sure, it's the Lions. But I feel like they're trending in the right direction on the offensive side of the ball. Bears defense is always fine. Bears defense will always be a good unit, a solid unit, always top half of the league, because that's another thing about the Bears. Defense is always good. I mean, going back to 85, always have a great defense. So I think they're going to continue that streak, and hopefully they'll be trending in the right direction. I don't know about playoffs. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Sorry.
Maybe.
I don't think the Patriots are going to make the playoffs either. So.
Yeah, I never really know what's going on with the Bears, man. It's always
I don't think anyone does, honestly. I don't think anyone really ever truly knows what's going on with the Bears.
Bears organization is just always, to me, just had weird vibes around it, man. So, but hey, any Chicago team that's doing good, I'm always rocking with them. And if they're not, I'm still rocking with them. So, go Bears.
The Bears. But yes, so the Bears play. Who do the Bears play on Sunday? Let's look it up. The New England Patriots are playing the really, really bad Houston Texans. So if they don't win, then you should be very, very concerned. As Patriots fans, we should all be very, 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 very concerned. The Bears are playing the Raiders in Vegas, in the spaceship of Allegiant Stadium. So the Raiders are coming off a loss, so I think they're gonna come in there and roll. The Bears. Sorry, guys.
Derek Carr is gonna go crazy.
Derek Carr is gonna go crazy because he's really good. He's getting up to that elite status almost. Yeah, some may say
he's emerging for sure. And then we get our boy Aaron Rodgers playing in
next week.
The week after.
Oh, yeah. The week after. Aaron's coming to the Midway. He's coming to Soldier Field.
Soldier. Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty. But hey, a good test for Justin Fields.
It's okay, Bears fans.
Pedro said the Bayern coach said football captain should use an earpiece to talk to the coach like in football. Thoughts, Boss Dan?
Ooh, that's a good point, Pet. And I remember reading that earlier in the week. See, with football, with hand egg, there's so many stoppages that literally there's a play clock because you run the play stops, and you have 40 seconds to run to the next play, and that limits the time of communication between a coach and a quarterback to call whatever player, or to a defensive captain, whatever play they want to run on the defensive side of the ball. Soccer's just such a fast-paced game, and it's consistently moving and changing, and there's so much fluidity in the game that I don't know. I don't think it would make sense. Like, excuse me.
Wakey, Bustin.
Yeah, I apologize.
Need some eggs?
No eggs, Mr. Wisconsin.
Eggs, bag?
No eggs.
Eggs in your bag?
No eggs. Okay, no eggs. That's a good question, Pat, because, see, I've never played soccer, like, at a high level. So I could be just, like, talking out of nothingness and, like, no experience. But are there really, like, plays? I mean, yes, there are plays. Like, there are sets, or, like, there are things you want to run to get, like, a certain player involved, or attack a certain defender, or, like, use the other side, counterattack, whatever. But you can include it, but, like, I feel like most of the time they're not going to be saying much, because they're going to be like, all right, let's work on the press and put 5 guys up top and make sure we try to get as much pressure on the ball as we can.
I feel like if anything, it could be just like a extra, I don't know. I mean, literally an extra voice in your head, in the sense of, like, you see if there's a blind spot or there's an opening that you can't necessarily see, and say you're, like, dribbling with the ball and you're going high speed. It says, oh, boom, this striker, boom, this midfield, whatever the name is, he's open, yada, yada, yada. So that's kind of the only thing. And I did have a few years of playing soccer, so it's like that's kind of how I see it. If, like, and it's like, is it only the captain, or is it, like, all your players?
No, I think it would just be the captain, kind of like how it's just the quarterback or just the defensive captain.
And that's why I think that's tough, because, I mean, your quarterback is everything, and
the quarterback literally runs the play.
He's running the play, so I think that's, like you're kind of saying, that's more important, whereas, like, your captain in soccer
could be your center back, could be your defensive, could be your midfielder, could be your striker, could be your goalie.
Yeah.
So like, how is your goalie supposed to yell plays at you? Like if he's all the way down at his end and they want an offensive play, like that earpiece ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
He's gonna be yelling. He's gonna be trying to yell to his teammates, where his coach is closer to his teammates than he is.
Yeah.
Because he's not all the way on the other side of the pitch. The coach is at least at midfield.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, I get like it's a good idea, and I think it could work. It's just gonna take a lot of experimenting, a lot of practice, and it's gonna have to get approved by FIFA, then UEFA, then like your the top 5 leagues, and it's gonna have to get approved by a lot of different governing bodies before we see this in action. But I do think it's very interesting, Pat, and I'm glad you brought that up because that is a good, interesting conversation and debate for soccer fans to kind of move forward in that. And like, I don't hate the idea at all. I just think it needs to be perfected, and if it can't always be given to the captain, because like I said, if it's a goalie or a defender, if you want to run a different offensive set, like it's not going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's a good idea, and I think it could be something that happens in the future eventually. So thank you, Ped, for that question. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, as technology continues to become more normalized into the game, you never know, and we could definitely see it happening. But I think, like we're kind of saying, it's just you got to have a true purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with a quarterback, that's definitely crucial,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, because like I said, like once a play ends, the offensive team has 40 seconds to call a play, set up, and start the play.
Mm-hmm.
So there's literally limited communication, so they have to feed it. I keep sitting away from the microphone. They have to have that constant communication so they can keep the game going and keep their pace so they don't get a delay game penalty. Soccer is just a continuous running clock. So the piece in the ear might save some time, but how much time will it actually save?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what kind of position. I guess it really depends what position the captain is in or whoever they give this piece to. If they can give it to anyone, like if the captain's the goalie, but you want to give it to your midfielder, then sure, it'll work. But if you have to give it to your captain and your captain's your goalie, then it's going to change the strategy of deciding who your captain is. Mm-hmm. If it has to be the captain, because there are plenty of goalies in the world that deserve to be captain because they've been there the longest and they're just they're the captain of the team. Like there's no one else you can see running that team.
Yeah.
But for putting it in a goalie's hands just doesn't make putting an earpiece in a goalie's head, unless it's a corner kick on his side to help tell his teammates what to do, it's not going to be very effective.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a good idea in practice. In theory, let's see how it is in practice.
We'll see in practice. Boss Dan will be right there on the sideline and be like, "Hey, how's that earpiece working?"
Yeah, I'm gonna keep asking that Baron coach how his earpiece is. I'm gonna be I should be an American consultant for UEFA. They should ask me questions about how they can get more Americans to watch their sport. It'd be great. Sausage race. It's a Brewers game, the sausage races. It'd be great halftime entertainment for the fans. Sausage races, for the Bundesliga, German league. That's perfect. Just to get a bunch of brats to run against each other and just running around in circles. Be hilarious. People love that.
Yeah, man. I feel like in terms of America, bro, it's got to start at a young age, because that's how it was for me. Had I never played soccer, I wouldn't have the appreciation for soccer. It's and being Mexican, it's definitely within my culture, so it's somewhere in the discussion of whatever, if I'm around, family or friends or whatever. But personally, it was never really anything of big interest for me. And again, you don't really grow up with seeing MLB or MLS games like you do, or you see here and there the international games,
but it's not as publicized or as broadcasted as your football, baseball, basketball,
or promoted
as the big four, as they call them.
Absolutely.
Those games, and since we were kids, the MLS has grown significantly.
Absolutely.
Added a bunch of teams, getting on ESPN and a bunch of other networks. They've grown a lot.
Absolutely.
But when we were kids, I couldn't name you like 3 MLS teams.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you there. And
soccer's I just wanted to finish.
Go ahead. No, sorry. Yeah,
no,
I
you're good.
interrupted you.
No, I just wanted to just say, like, because of my experience playing soccer, bro, like, soccer's like probably my second favorite sport after basketball. You know?
Do you have a European team?
Not really.
You should get one. It makes a sport better. Trust me.
I like Manchester United. You know, just as a kind of that's the first one that comes to mind.
That's like a European person be like, you know what? I want to watch baseball. You know what team I'm gonna like? The Yankees.
Hey, the Yankees are cool. I like the Yankees.
Well, guess what? Your team got eliminated.
Hey, my team. My team's still in the hunt. We just down 1. It's all good, man.
Imagine being a Yankees fan, bro. You haven't won. You're supposed to be this like top franchise. You haven't been to a World Series in 12 years.
Hey, man.
You won 1 World Series in the 21st century. 1.
Derek Jeter.
1.
Jeter.
See, but that's the thing. Like, Derek Jeter's still the most recognizable name. If you asked any random person, someone who doesn't watch baseball, name a current baseball player, 90% of the time, they'll say Derek Jeter. Because that's just like the name recognition of the Yankees, and that's just like how it is.
Hey, Babe Ruth.
See, like, Babe? Maybe.
Babe. Ruth.
These things are hurting my ears.
Hurting your ears.
But see how I got into soccer was playing FIFA, like the video game.
Yeah.
Shouts out. And then hearing my brother was a Liverpool fan, I picked up Liverpool in high school, and I've stuck with them ever since because they're owned by the Fenway Sports Group, same as these fine gentlemen right here. Nice. Shouts out John Henry. I love you, but you're cheap sometimes, but you're still pretty great at winning things. So thanks, but spend more money, please. Thank you. On both teams, both Red Sox and Liverpool. Pay Mo Salah right now. I want to get that out there. Pay Mohamed Salah that man's money. Pay the man what he wants. Give him every dime. Pet will know what I'm talking about because he's watching. Pay that man his money. Mohamed Salah deserves every penny that he wants.
Every single.
The man is a goal-scoring machine. Pay the man. And that's my soccer talk for today.
I had to throw it in.
Go.
Top of the 4th, Tampa Bay is up 3-2-0 against the Boston.
Rafi got a single, but no one's been able to hit him around yet. Hopefully Alex Verdugo, who had 3 RBIs in that game against the Yankees, can get some more RBIs here in this chance against Shane McClanahan. Would love to see that here. It's a 2-2 count. Come on, Alexander Verdugo. Hey, he's from Mexico. He's a Mexican.
Oh, yeah?
Hell yeah.
Redhead?
Yeah, the redhead. He's got it on his right there on his elbow guard.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's got the flag also on his shin guard, and he has some cleats that are Mexican flag. Are pretty sick.
Viva Mexico. That's what's up.
Shouts out Verdugo, who grew up a Red Sox fan, so it's cool that he's on the Red Sox.
That is busting.
He was part of the Mookie Betts trade.
Oh, okay. You got a little something out of it. You got a little Mexican juice in there, Mexican flair.
We'll take it. A little flair. We always can use some flair.
A little spice, you know.
Oh, back up the middle.
Go.
Yes,
Nice.
Let's go.
There we go.
Single by Verdugo.
That's how we do it. Under pressure, man.
Small ball, baby. Small ball. Single them to death.
When they count us out, that's when we
single them to death. Who's up 7th? Who was up 7th in the lineup today? Was it Bobby Dahlbeck? Yeah, it had to have been because it was Bobby Dahlbeck, Christian.
He's got the shoes, too. That's what's up, the green shoes.
Yeah, I told you.
That's busting.
Showing that Mexican pride right there. Sorry, Wander, you couldn't make that play.
I wonder, I got to do some research. What's up with the, where did the redhead Mexicanos come from? Like, how did that happen in history?
It's a good question.
Him, Canelo?
Pedro?
Pedro, we need your assistance.
Necesito ayuda. Por favor. If you know, Ped, we know you're watching. If you know how redhead Mexicans became a thing, help us out. Hey, redheads. That's my Irish blood. Hey, that's you. Irish and Mexican. That's you. I'm surprised you're not a redhead.
I know.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's so funny.
I'm an old Mexican.
See, here it is, right here. Look at that. First postseason meeting between the Giants and the Dodgers. Teams have been around since the 1910s.
Wow.
They were both in New York. Somehow never faced each other in the playoffs. Well, to be fair, for the first 50, 60 years of the 20th century, the World Series was the only playoff series in baseball. It was literally the AL, the NL, whatever team was at the top won the pennant, and then those teams would play in the World Series, and that was it. There was no DS, there was no championship series. It was literally just if you're at the top of your league, you go to the World Series, and whoever wins the World Series. It was just like one playoff series.
Yeah, that's why they used to emphasize like the pennant. So
that's
much,
why the pennant is like the Giants win the pennant. That's why the pennant is always huge.
Okay.
Because like that's how it used to be. And then in '95 they started the wild card era where they had division realignment, and then that's where they started the wild card. Okay. In '95, like so, we've only lived in the wild card era.
Really, that's
and I've talked to my dad about like the pennants in like the '60s, where the Red Sox like had to win every game leading up to the end of the year just so they could go to the World Series in October.
That's crazy.
Very crazy.
That's awesome though. That's kind of cool. You know, it's like it emphasizes the regular season more. You know, it's like every single game counts because it's like you're not even going through no playoffs.
Right.
You're going straight to the championship game. That's pretty cool.
There's a spider. I hope it bites me. And
Spider!
I become Spider-Man.
Spider Dan.
Right, 0-2 count, 2 outs for Bobby Dahlbeck. Oh, good eye, Bobby. Good eye.
Spider Dan.
Imagine if I started swinging my swinging webs.
We need some
How about
visual effects.
Yeah, we need get like a spider web right there. Hold on, let's see if did Ped respond to us? Did he answer our question?
You respond? Oh, we need a reply. There he is. He said pelirrojo.
Never seen.
He said, I have no idea how it happened. I've never met a Mexican with natural born red hair.
All right, that's fair.
Well, thank you for your input.
That's fair. And Bobby lines out to the third baseman to end the scoring chance.
Pelirrojo.
We go to the middle of the fourth. Tampa Bay still up 3-0.
Not as much ball game.
No, we're losing. We're losing time, as they say, losing daylight. Don't worry, still plenty of ball game. Still plenty of game. We're not even halfway done with the game yet, so still plenty of time. Still got half your at bats left, Red Sox. More than half. So do the thing.
So, I am very excited about the NBA preseason coming afoot.
Yes, please.
Got some games. Being that we're in Chicago, I'm really, really excited about the Bulls, man.
Dude, they won by like 50.
Oh, it was beautiful basketball.
All right.
It was beautiful.
I didn't watch it.
I saw the highlights in the
instant
rerun.
reaction. They played the Cavs, so that's.
They played the Cavs. You know, it is what it is. It's whatever. But even like as a Bulls fan.
Yeah. How did the newly? I don't want to say new new Bulls.
Where it's
like it's like
Bulls.
A revamp. Is it new?
It's
Do they look like a completely different team than last year?
It's a totally different. Like, it's like you had the Jimmy Butler end of the era, and then it was just limbo for like 5 years, basically 4 or 5 years, whatever. This was just a breath of fresh air, man. I know it's the Cavs, it is what it is, but it's just like, just seeing the ball movement, the athleticism, like the dunking, like just you can tell that there's camaraderie and hunger. It's just like, this is something just overall as a team that Bulls fans have not been able to see. I mean, we got a taste of it with, the Derrick Rose era. But even then, it was a great team. Great teams, they played really well. But I think if this team can really get its act together and, play how they were playing last night consistently against every single team and be competitive, I don't see any team that they can't at least, have a chance
compete
against.
With.
Absolutely. They have talent. They're deep as heck, super got a good balance of young, old, they don't really have any too old of players. Everything is clicking, man. So great first game. Very excited to be a Bulls fan right now. It's a good time.
Definitely an exciting time to be a Bulls fan. Absolutely.
Lonzo, Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, all these new dudes.
With Levine and Ty Johnson and
Vooch,
Kobe White,
P-Dubs.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be a good season for the Bulls. I didn't get to watch that. I haven't watched much preseason basketball, to be frank, but I know it's gonna be a good season. I'm excited for the NBA. Like we always say, the NBA does the best at staying relevant, 24/7, 365, and I think they're only gonna continue that streak in the coming weeks once the regular season actually starts and people can watch games that matter, and ESPN can go back to talking about LeBron every 5 minutes.
Is he better than Mike yet? We're getting closer.
No. Yes, but no. But from what I saw of the Celtics game, Celtics are back, bro. They're so good. You know who it was? Big Al. Big Al is back.
Was he starting or is he coming off the bench?
He started. I'm pretty sure it was him. Or
Nice.
Actually, I don't know if he started. I don't want to make that up. Let me look it up before I continue to BS. When did they play? They played Monday night. They played the Magic, and they won by 1. I forgot they only won by a point. But it's also preseason. So.
Yeah.
He did not start. Robert Williams started, which will probably be the move is to have Al come off the bench. Which having Al and Dennis Schroeder and Josh Richardson come off of the Celtics bench.
Nice bench.
Oh my gosh. Like last year, I felt like I kept preaching on this program that they had no bench scoring, and that's what was going to be their downfall. That they had to rely on Jalen and Jason and Marcus to do all the. If you have to rely on Marcus Smart to do all your offense, to be your third best offensive weapon, that's not good. That's not great. I love Marcus, but he shouldn't be your third best offensive weapon.
For sure.
Like now that they have all these good like quality scorers and playmakers coming off the bench, I feel so much better about. Sorry, I thought my phone was on silent. I feel so much better about where the Celtics are heading into this season. Do I think they're title contenders? Tough to say. I feel like the NBA is in such a good parity right now that a lot of teams can contend for a title. But for the East, it's whoever can beat the Nets and the Bucks. Like those are still the top teams. That depends if Kyrie gets vaccinated and can actually play his games.
I think as long as Kyrie, just this whole situation is brewing, for the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie, I think it's just gonna humble the Nets a little bit because they have this continuous, whether they want it or not, it's a discussion until he unless he continues, what's the reality right now, or if he ends up getting vaccinated eventually and is just able to play with the club, until it's resolved one way or another, either he retires or like he doesn't play half the season or whatever. If he plays half the, only half the games, basically all road games, they have to deal with this all year, and it's going to drive them crazy. It's going to be a distraction.
The media's going to eat that.
Eat it up. Absolutely. Eat that up. And it makes them vulnerable, And
very vulnerable.
You still have KD, you still have James Harden. But I mean, if you have all three, I'm not going to guarantee you a championship, but if they're clicking on all cylinders, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat them.
It's hard to if they're all playing at the high level that we've all seen them at on different teams, like that are not the Nets. If they can get to that level together on the Nets, it's hard to see another team beat them in a 7-game series. Yeah. So I like, for the sake of baseball, sorry, the Red Sox turned double play, so it's the end of the 4th inning. That's why I was saying that. For the sake of basketball, like for the sport of basketball itself, we need to see that team play at a high level, because you can't put those guys together on a roster and then have so many injury and other issues that lead to this trio, this big three, like never fully living up to their potential. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or like never truly getting the time to live up to their potential. Because if it's injuries or this vaccine issue or Kyrie just not showing up for a week or like all these other things that prevent this three-headed monster from fully being active and living up to his potential, it could get frustrating for fans or like haters who want to see them, like who want to see it for themselves just so they can like eat their words. Because like as a hater of this team, I would love for them to like just go out and just like go crazy and win everything just so I eat my words and be like, all right, they did what they wanted to do. They won the championship. Like, good for you guys. You should have done that. Like, that was exactly what would be my words. But it's hilarious because that's what they should do. And Kevin Durant loves doing that. So I'm surprised like he hasn't had some sort of like, or we haven't heard about some sort of conversation we've had with Kyrie. He's like, hey, bro, just get the vaccine, dude. We want you on this team. Like, you may not agree with it, and you may not be like for this thing, but we want you for as many games as possible.
Yeah.
And we can't do that. We can't do that when you won't even play. You won't even you can't even play at home or whatever it is. Whatever he is, can't play at home or on the road. Whatever situation is.
Hey, man, as a Bulls fan right now, I love it. I love that they're distracted. I love that, again, they're a little more vulnerable. You know, I believe in this team, man. And even with the Celtics, you know, I mean, honestly, I don't know if the Celtics, I think the Bulls can maybe do a little more damage this year. We have yet to see. It's only one game in the preseason, you know. Hey, man, I think, honestly, bro, I think that it's going to be 3-1 during the season. What's it? Bulls versus Celtics? I think it's going 3-1. I don't think y'all have enough, man.
You want to bet?
I'll bet. Let's bet right now. 3-1.
What should we bet? If
What are we thinking?
If the Celtics win the season series,
How about if whoever wins the season series the loser has to buy the winner like a memorabilia of the winning team. So like if the Bulls win,
I have to buy you a Bulls shirt.
Yeah, no. Oh wait, okay. We're figuring this out in real time.
If the Bulls win the season series, I have to buy you a Bulls shirt. If the Celtics win the season series, then you have to buy me a Celtics shirt.
No. If the Bulls win, you gotta come in, or we could buy like, you gotta wear a Bulls something, or I have to wear something Celtics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. So we have
and if they split, then we both have to wear something.
For sure.
If they go 2-2 in the season series, then we'll both have to. Okay.
Bet. There we go.
There it is. You're seeing it here on Northside Plugged. That's the agreement for this Celtics. All right, let's look up the schedule now. I want to see when they're playing. I have to see when they're playing.
I feel like we can make that. We'll put some thought into it. We can make it juicier.
Yeah, we can make it juicier. But for now, there is an agreement in place.
There's a bet in place.
The agreement is set. All right, let me look up this schedule. Sorry, it's taking me a minute.
It's taking a little minute. But yeah, man, I mean, I've got confidence in this Bulls team,
good.
You know?
I mean, you should have confidence in your team. That's good that we both have. Oh, my gosh, they play November 1st. That's game 1 in Boston.
We're going to steal the first one in TD
November
Garden.
1st in Boston. Then we have January 15th in Boston. And then we have... What? Did I miss? April 6th in Chicago. Did I miss a game?
Oh, did they maybe only play 3 games?
Ooh.
Sometimes they only play 3.
That means we can't tie. Oh. So there's going to be a winner. Oh, my goodness.
There's going to be a winner.
Oh, my goodness. That's so crazy.
So it's basically
whoever wins best 2 out of 3. There's no ties in basketball, so someone's got to win.
Nice.
All right, even better. No one can tie.
Nice.
All righty, excellent. So November 1st, January 15th, and where did I see April 6th. So November, January, and April.
Beginning, middle, and end, man.
Beginning, middle, and end of the season. So that ending game, if it's split before, and that's going to have playoff implications too, because they're both probably going to be fighting for like a 3 or 4 seed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That'll be an interesting. We'll have to do something for that if it's a 1-1 at that point.
What if they meet them? What if they meet each other in the playoffs at like the 4 or 5?
we got to get there first. We got to get to the regular season first before we set a playoff bet. We got to see what the regular season.
I'm just
anticipating,
spitballing. Yeah.
Salivating over the idea of a Bulls Celtics. You remember what happened last time they faced each other in the playoffs?
That was one of my favorite series of all time, man. Y'all got it. Y'all always give.
Hey, we were there for Game 3. Remember? Was that Game 3 or Game 4? It was Game 4.
For what?
The Celtics Bulls. When Isaiah Thomas went off. Remember that? We were there.
When?
Dude, like 2016.
Oh, I can't recall.
What? Dude, you were there.
We went to the game?
Yeah, we went to the game. It was me, you. I don't remember who else was there, but we were there.
Okay. I believe you.
We were definitely there.
Was it a preseason or a regular?
It was a playoff game.
It was a playoff game?
It was a playoff game.
Okay.
It was Game 4.
Okay.
Because that's when the Celtics tied the series that night, because the Bulls took the first 2 in Boston, and then Rondo got hurt, and then the Celtics won the series.
Oh, because we lost, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't remember. Yeah, man. I was honestly thinking about in 2009 the Bulls versus Celtics when it went to a game 7.
Oh,
When you
okay.
had Ray Allen, KG was hurt.
Yes.
That was a
Great series. Yes. Yeah, so they have some great series in the history.
Absolutely.
So I hope the season series goes as well. We'll see that as it comes to fruition in November. His first game.
Absolutely.
Circle it on your calendars, people.
Circle it.
It's gonna be a huge day in Northside Plugged history.
But yeah, man, it's definitely an exciting time for the NBA. You know, you got a lot of, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of bouncing off of where last season was, where it felt like a lot of there was more balance in the league. You know, whereas it felt like last decade, it was just a handful of teams that were pretty much guaranteed to be in the conference finals / championship in the finals, and you know now it's damn near up for grabs. You don't really know. I mean, at the beginning of the season, we last year we would have never predicted a Phoenix Suns versus Milwaukee Bucks NBA Finals.
No, I don't think anyone would have predicted that.
You know, I think we were saying Lakers and Nets or Nets and Clippers or something like that. You know,
Yep.
Maybe the Bucks. You know, but that's.
I think that just shows like the kind of parity that we're entering in the NBA, and it's going to be no more Warriors Cavs for 6 straight years. There's going to be different teams, different superstars, it's going to be different. It's going to be amazing.
I'm excited to see LaMelo Ball grow again, like continuously grow, man. He's a very exciting player in the league.
I mean, the Hornets are going to be a fun team to watch definitely next year. I'm trying to think of other teams that are going to be fun to watch. Besides the Bulls,
the Heat are going to be good
with Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, the Heat are going to be very good.
I'm curious as to how Russ
that Lakers
team is going to work. That Lakers team, that average age seems like it's 35. Just some old dudes.
Hey, if they can stay durable, man, I think the sky's the limit with that team. You know, you got LeBron James. If LeBron James is LeBron James, and Anthony Davis stays durable and is doing, you know, big time things. Westbrook, I mean, that right there, you know, you got a big 3 now in LA. You know, before it was just 2. And
the big 3 of Russell, Anthony Davis, and Carmelo Anthony, right?
Yep. And then you got Melo, you know, you got all these other players, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard, you know, Rondo, all these, I can't forget Taylor Horton Tucker.
Chicago.
Rogers Pack, you know, East Side.
Ropo. Shouts out
Uptown
Ropo.
area. Absolutely. So, yeah, Lakers are definitely going to be in the mix. It'll be interesting to see if they can stay afloat. Maybe LeBron gets that elusive 5th championship to match what's it called, Kobe Bryant. And that would be interesting too, because Russell Westbrook would get his first.
I've always been a big Russ fan since he came into the league.
Yeah,
I would love to see him get a ring. I just would.
And Melo.
Oh my goodness! If him and Melo get a ring, that's like the only reason why I would want the Lakers to win.
Yeah.
Is so those two can get their first rings, because they're both Hall of Famers and they both deserve to have championships. So they both should get it, and I hope they do. Oh.
Absolutely.
But then the Lakers would pass the Celtics in all-time championships.
I know that's tough. That's tough for you. Absolutely.
That stinks. Kyle, what are you waiting? Swing at it, dude.
We're waiting for number 7, man. We just want that number 7. We're trying to get to the odd numbers.
Yes. Sick of been sitting on 6 since '98.
Yup.
It's been 20 years.
More NBA news. Ben Simmons is still in limbo.
Oh my goodness, dude! What a situation! What a crap show that is! What a crap show! Hey, trust the process, Sixers fans. Am I right?
That process.
You haven't gotten out of the second round since the process started.
Y'all lost to the Atlanta Hawks.
You guys lost to the Hawks.
Come on, that sucks, man. I mean,
you lost to the Hawks, bro.
And it's literally damn near on Ben Simmons. I mean, if Ben Simmons plays better, you know, like, they can mess around and definitely get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But, you know, I mean, he choked, and the whole organization and the fan bases, they let him know.
Dude literally had a layup. He had a layup and decided to pass it off.
Over Trae Young. I mean, come on.
Like, talk about someone who's so mentally broken.
I mean, that's crazy.
That he has zero confidence in himself to score a layup.
That's crazy.
That he has to dish it off. Like he's just it amazes me like his inept, just like his mental toughness is just zero.
Yeah.
And I there's part of me that wants to feel bad for him, but then again, he's getting paid $30-some million a year, so I can't really feel that bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
Put himself into the situation, kind
he
of.
100% did, bro.
And he still hasn't fixed his jump shot. Like, I don't know what else. I don't know how else to tell. I don't know what else he needs to do, but like, dude, just work on your jump shot or like switch to right hand. Because sometimes when you shoot jump shots, you look like it's a right-handed jump shot, but you still say you're left-handed. It doesn't make any sense.
It's really just such a waste, man. Because I mean, you've got hoopers everywhere across the globe that dream of a spot in the NBA, to be a starter, to be a bench player, whatever. Let alone make millions and millions of dollars. So it's like, for you to just like, I mean, yeah, it sucks when you don't play up to your expected potential and whatever, and the fan base and maybe your coach, maybe some of your teammates are throwing subtle shots, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you're not playing up to par, you're not playing up to par, and it's like, you're in a man's league. This is the NBA. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Like, everybody's trying to do the same thing and win a championship. So it's just like, yeah, it sucks. And, on the other side, it's like, as a player, do you really want to play for an organization that, like, is dogging you or whatever? But at the same time, it's like, just play better, because you got to expect that from a bigger market like Philly. Philly's tough. And if
Philly fans are brutal.
And if they're not winning, and and especially you're showing that you don't care, that's the worst thing you can do. It's
yes.
Like, you can suck, but at least show that you care.
Show that you care enough. Like, apologize to the fans and apologize to your teammates and whoever else you need to be like, I know I messed up, but I'm working to get better.
Yeah.
And he hasn't taken that. What's the right word I'm looking for? He's not self-aware enough to do that.
Accountability.
Thank you. Accountability. Zero.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons has zero accountability for his actions. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's on him at the end of the day. He's losing out on money and just kind of making himself look bad at this point, and it sucks for a player like Joel Embiid that wants it very badly. I think it just makes, I think it's pretty obvious, but it just makes them look very bad. It just puts a damper on their whole season. It's like, if none of this was happening and, he was back locked and loaded, ready to go, we'd probably be, they were a number 1 seed last year. We'd be saying, oh, it's gonna be the Nets, the Bucks, and the Sixers. But we can't say the Sixers right now because we don't know what's going on. And at this point, even if he does come back, too much has already happened. It's like, the
damage
is already done.
The damage is done. You can't forget what's already happened. You can't forget that your head coach said he can't be a starting point guard on a championship team. You can't forget that. And I don't know how you do.
Ouch.
Him or the fans, or I don't know how anyone forgets.
Yeah.
You may forgive, but you can't forget.
Yeah.
That's for dang sure. And yeah, that situation. Oof.
So hopefully he's at least like working on his game, man.
I hope he's kind of just like focusing on the craft to kind of keep himself, because his mental state is definitely not in the best place right now, and I hope he's figuring it out, because when he's on, he's a great talent, and I hate when he's on. I hate when he plays the Celtics, because he's able to do everything on the floor, like as a distributor and on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And he has the potential to. He has all the potential in the world. You just want to see that you want to see that happen. You want to see him strive.
Absolutely. But we'll see. Him and Kyrie Irving are definitely in basketball limbo right now. Ooh, there's a shot. Home run. Tampa Bay Rays. Boston is quiet. Let me add that to the scoreboard.
That dude, that MRFer named Randy.
Ouch. Oh, that number 4 right there.
That MRFer named Randy.
Ouch.
Hey, Red Sox, you have to score runs to win a baseball game, right?
Oh,
he did a little Cristiano Ronaldo celebration. That was actually pretty sick. Damn you, Randy.
Oh, very cool. Swag.
See, like, this team's cool and they have fun.
Not the Red Sox. The Red Sox are not having fun.
No, they're not having fun.
You see this face right here? That's the face of
this
every
looks like
Red
the face of a guy who's having fun. No, I'm not having fun. Thank you for asking.
Oh, what a time. What a time.
But that's okay. I negged myself into this weeks ago, so I knew what was coming.
Hey, it's just a bad day to be a Sox fan on both sides.
On both sides. White, red, blue, orange, whatever socks you're wearing. It's a bad day to be a Sox fan.
Don't get those socks wet.
I got my socks wet at work today. Not fun at all.
Good.
Not fun at all.
Lieutenant Dan told you not to get your socks wet.
That's true. The most important thing, socks.
Lieutenant Dan right there. Lieutenant Boss Dan.
Lieutenant Dan ice cream.
Lieutenant Dan ice cream.
Lieutenant Dan, I got you some ice cream.
But yeah, man. Any other hot topics on the sports realm that you got brewing in your mental, Boss Dan, Lieutenant Boss Dan?
Talked playoff baseball. We talked Brady's return. We talked a little bit of soccer. We talked basketball. Quick note. Shouts out our props to Chicago Sky.
Yes. I thought
can't.
about
We
that
didn't go to that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am regretting it ever since.
No, man, they lost by like 30 points.
Oh, that's true. No, that's true. I forgot they did lose by 30. But props to the Chicago Sky, finishing the season at 500 as the 6th seed, and they're going to the Wnba Finals,
awesome.
led by the hometown hero Candace Parker.
Shout out Candace Parker.
Beast.
Man. That's awesome.
What a beast, Candace Parker. Shouts out to her and the whole team and everyone who went out to the games at Wintrust. I hope they were sold out for those women because they deserve it. If they're pulling this weight like that and winning these huge games against great teams, it's going to be awesome. And I hope they win the whole dang thing against either Phoenix or I think the Las Vegas Aces.
Whom they lost
to by 30 that night that we didn't go to the game. So how fitting would that be?
That'd be crazy, man.
Yes, shouts out to the Sky. We should
out
definitely try to go to a game next year, though, for real.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely down to go next year and see them because I would love to. I've never been to a WNBA game, but I definitely would want to see it in person.
Yeah, it's cool to see their growth, the WNBA in general, but definitely for the Sky. You know, like I don't know, they've had good.
Where did they
players
used to
over the
play?
years. Damn.
Before Wintrust, do you know?
I want to say Allstate Arena.
Really, in the burbs?
I want to say I could be wrong. But I want to say Allstate Arena.
All right, let me look it up.
Yeah, man, but they've had good players, but overall they've just not been ever really good. So I knew with Candace Parker coming, it was definitely going to bring a different vibe and competitive spirit, you know. So yeah, for sure, it's great that she's here, and it gives the team an identity, which I don't think the Chicago Sky ever really had. You know, they had what was her name for a long time, Sylvia Fowles. She was a cool center. But yeah, we just could never really get over the hump. So it's cool. I would love to see them play against the Phoenix Mercury because I've always been a big Diana Taurasi fan. She's very cool. We linked up with Justin yesterday, bro, and we were just messing around with ISO too and Kevin Cole. We were messing around. I don't even know how it came up, but we were talking about like Brittany Griner, and I was like, Brittany Griner's the best. She's the GOAT. She's the best basketball player of all time. She'll be Michael Jordan. So I'm like, hey, Brittany Griner is gonna bring the championship this year, but hopefully not because we want to see the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky, bring it to Chicago.
Oh, I apologize. So when they first were established, they played at UIC. Then they did play at Allstate for 7 years, and then they moved to Wintrust.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Well, they got that beautiful new stadium in Wintrust Arena.
Very nice. Very nice arena. I hope they get a lot of sold-out games for the finals and for next season because they deserve it for their hard work. And honestly, for Candace Parker alone, I feel like that's worth the price of admission on itself.
Absolutely. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Maybe you can say Northside Plugged sprinkled a little magic that night in the...
Who's to say? Who's to say? You can't argue against it.
A little bit of that Northside Plugged magic. So, yeah, shout out to the Chicago Sky. Let's bring that championship to the rightful place of Chicago, and we can all go out and celebrate and riot, flip cars. That's what we do best in Chicago when we win a championship. We flip cars.
Flip cars.
Yes, sir.
Who doesn't love to flip a good car?
I'm surprised there wasn't a lot of that. I mean, I'm sure there was, but not that I really recall during when the Cubs won. I felt like the city was pretty well behaved.
I don't remember any flipped cars for that.
But everybody was out. At least on the north side, man. The north side, I had never seen the north side like that.
Crazy. Everyone on the north side was going crazy.
Especially like in the vicinity of Wrigley. It was insane, man. Like honking everywhere. Everybody was just out late as heck. It was just one of the best nights in Chicago for sure.
That was amazing. Definitely.
Literally one of the best nights in Chicago you could ever be there. Like you had to be there. Had to be out there. Because that was damn near a once in a lifetime opportunity. They can win again, but there will never that would be, like
right. I know what you're saying.
After hundreds of years, man, 100+ years, like that was crazy. So, but yeah, man, are you listening to any new music lately?
New music? What have I been listening to? I'm trying to think of if I've listened to new music, like new releases.
Boss Dance playlist.
Besides that new G Money.
Yes, sir.
Neurosis
out now.
Check it out. Streaming platforms.
YouTube.
Ooh, I finally saw Shang-Chi.
That's awesome. How did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really, really I don't know if I loved it. I really, really liked it though.
That's awesome.
Not loved, but I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I loved the focus on martial arts.
Yeah.
And it was a cool origin story because we haven't had like a great origin story in Marvel in a while.
Yeah.
And it was like seeing them focus on martial arts versus like CGI fights of like Iron Man like blasting everyone or Thor using the hammer with lightning and like it was like cool to see them just kind of stick to like martial arts.
Absolutely.
And like appreciation for like the Asian culture and like how like the kung fu movies growing up, like all those, like there was definitely like appreciations to that, and I definitely thought it was great to see that just like hand to hand, like simple weapons that could focus on what the character Shang-Chi was kind of like, what kind of culture and what atmosphere like he was based on, and like where that fighting style like originates and like how the people do that, and it was a really cool to see that. Simu Liu, is that who Shang-Chi plays as? He was awesome. He was great. Whatever his, I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but he was great. Awkwafina was great as well.
Yeah. I loved his sister in the movie. She was awesome.
Yeah, she was really good as well. I'm excited to see where his character goes moving forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's going to be fun to see where he goes from here now, because that with this, they're like setting up for the future.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm curious if he gets a spot in Multiverse of Madness.
He's one of the
Spider-Man No Way Home.
He's one of the most powerful Avengers, bro. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but at the end of the movie, I mean,
pretty powerful.
He is one of the top Avengers. And the whole 10 rings, it just opens up a whole new door in the whole MCU. Like we have no idea where this is gonna go.
It honestly might connect with Eternals too.
Oh, no doubt.
It was with that end credit scene, you know what I'm talking about? We won't give away spoilers, but I think that end credit scene might connect to the Eternals.
For sure.
So he's going to make an appearance in one of these new projects coming up in the next 6 months or so, or like the next year.
Hopefully.
And then if they ever do like more Avengers or like bigger movies, it might have more like chances for him to appear and like be him. And I'm really excited for him because like when the movie first released, oh please get out. When it first released, everyone was posting the actor who plays Shang-Chi, Simu Liu. He at one point in his career he was just doing like stock photos.
Oh yeah.
And like everyone was posting stock photos of him, and it was hilarious. And even he was posting them after a while because he thought it was funny that like he went from taking these stock photos to being an MCU like hero. An MCU superhero. Yeah. So it was really fun, and he definitely has fun with it, and he enjoys it, and he interacts with Twitter very well, which for some of the lower level actors that can really help their image, you know what I mean? Like it definitely boosts like people's recognizing them, and definitely made me recognize him more and like appreciate him more for all those sort of things.
Absolutely. For sure, man. Yeah, no, The MCU is great, man. And it's cool to see it continuously growing, bringing in new characters, you know, and it's
amazing how they're gonna keep adding people.
Yeah.
Like after all the characters we met in the Infinity Saga for this multiverse saga or whatever they're gonna call this new phase, like phase 4 and beyond.
Yeah.
They're gonna introduce so many more new characters, and it's gonna be crazy. And now that they have Disney money, they're literally gonna make content for every character they can. And by every character, I literally mean every character.
If it ain't a movie, it's going to be a TV
If
show.
Marvel Comics has written about them, they're going to be in the movie. It's just facts. It's just how it is now.
I'm excited for Moon Knight, bro. I'm excited.
With Oscar Isaac?
I'm a big Moon Knight fan, so that'll be cool.
That's going to be great. What's another one that I was excited for? Eternals is coming out next month. That's going to be great. Moon Knight, because I love Oscar Isaac, it's going to be good. Whenever Deadpool comes to the MCU,
Deadpool's going to be dope.
That's going to be awesome to see how Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool officially go into the MCU. That's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
To see how that works out.
Fantastic Four, X-Men, and all them, you know. They'll make their way into it eventually. Yeah.
Yes. So that's going to be good. That was a very good movie. I definitely recommend that for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. It's been out for like a month and a half, but definitely see it.
Go see Shang-Chi! Absolutely. You won't lose your money's worth.
It's definitely worth your money.
Get a little popcorn, a little drink, you know, a little beverage, some candy. Yeah, man. Trying to think if there anything else to hit on. Shout out to everybody that's still listening to us, our one viewer. Appreciate you.
Shouts out, Ped.
Shout out, Pedro.
Shouts out, Pedrito, for sticking with us if you're still there, Ped.
Pedrito.
We appreciate you. I know you're watching the baseball going on, so you had to tune into me as well, reacting to that double play that Hunter Renfroe just grounded into. Brutal. That's all right. We'll win tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll win tomorrow's game. There's still time left in this game. I know. Okay?
There's more.
That's assuming we're going to win today's game. We're winning both games in Tampa. It doesn't matter. Red Sox in 4.
Said it here first.
Don't care.
Said it here first.
I do care. Okay?
Well, trying to think. Any other things going on? I'm excited for Halloween. My birthday's next week. I'm excited about that.
G-Money's birthday. We're going to get crazy.
We're gonna get crunk.
We're gonna get crazy. We're gonna go bananas.
Bananas. I was a banana one year, bro, for Halloween.
Of course you were. With just like the banana suit.
Banana suit, yeah. To this day, some of my family members call me Banana Man.
That's awesome. Banana Man.
That's not a name I much really want to be called. Probably shouldn't have put it out there.
Well, you shouldn't have put it out there because I'm only going to call you Banana Man.
But I'm a humble man and I'm not insecure about it.
I'm not insecure about it until I call him only Banana Man for the next month.
Hey.
And I change my contact on his phone to be Banana Man. It's not gonna say G Money. It's gonna say Banana Man.
All right, there you have it. It's Boss Dan and Banana Man over here.
Boss Dan and Banana Man coming at you live from Q4 Radio.
Q4 Radio. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna come with a bandana on my head. Banana Man with a bandana on his head.
The bandana banana.
Boss Dan the bandana banana.
Boss Dan with the bandana man. That's tough to say. Bandana banana. Yeah, that's tough to say. Say that 5 times fast.
Boss Dan bandana man. Boss Dan bandana man. Boss Dan bandana man. Boss Dan bandana man.
It's hard.
Yeah, well.
He's hard.
It's hard.
He's hard.
Well, I'm trying to think. I feel like there's something, but I can't remember it. Well, we're going to have another guy, I believe, next week. We're going to have... Have you met him? I'm trying to think if he went to the LA Community Jam. We got East Venti coming into the building. Cool dude.
Hell yeah.
MC.
Cool.
Artist. Very cool guy.
I'm not sure if I met him. But yeah, I'm excited to have him back next week. Always good when we have guests. It was nice for us to have this just solo dolo kind of show with the two of us.
Absolutely.
While the Red Sox were getting their butts kicked. It was really nice for us to have a day like this.
Absolutely.
So
vibe
appreciate
out.
you all for tuning in. Thank you again for all those who did tune in. And we'll be back next week with a guest. So
Yes, sir.
thank you all once again. We love you guys.
Thank you, Boss Dan. Appreciate you. Thank you, Q4. Like you said, great to be back, and we will see you guys next week.
Oh,
Close
one closing statement.
Yes.
Shouts out to our boy DNA. Hope he's doing well. He contracted COVID over the past couple of weeks, but he said he's feeling better from when I talked to him.
That's
He
good.
said the worst is behind him and he's almost back to 100%.
That's good.
He was vaccinated, so it's not the end all be all, but it definitely helps. So I just hope he's doing well, and we're with him here in Northside Plugged.
Yes,
I wanted
sir.
to get that in.
No, thank you for sharing, bro.
Yes,
Hope
I
you're
hope he-
doing well, DNA.
Yeah, I think he's doing. I think last time I talked to him, he said he was doing fine, but I just wanted to throw it out there that it's still out there, people. It's not over. Like
Absolutely.
this disease is real.
Absolutely. Well,
Still get vaccinated.
good thing he was vaccinated.
Yes, exactly.
Because maybe that helped.
It might have helped. Yeah.
You don't know. So appreciate you bringing that up, man.
Yep.
I hope DNA, get better, feel better soon. You'll
we
be
love
out
you,
here.
brother.
You'll be out here in time to tee up for Halloween. So it's
Yes,
all
sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, y'all have a great weekend, great night.
Love you guys. Thank
See
you
you
for
next
tuning in.
week.
Thank you so much.
For the Boss Dan, it's G Money, G Note. We are out of here.
Peace.
See us.
Deuces. Son.